Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video, and today we're here for something a little bit different. Now unfortunately no, today is not an F1 2018 gameplay video, but it is talking about the real life F1 2018 season. Now obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, you will be aware that we are currently nestled into the F1 summer break. So obviously Spa is coming back in around just under 2 weeks after I'm uploading this video. I think it's, sorry, just over 2 weeks even from when I'm uploading this video. It'll be 2 weeks this Friday that obviously F1 will return for free practice at the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm very much excited for the return of Formula 1, not only obviously because F1 is coming back, but also the fact I am going to be at the Grand Prix as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be at the Belgian Grand Prix as well. But yeah, today what we're going to do then is I'm not going to predict every single thing that's going to happen. I'm not going to predict, you know, the final results, you know, 1 through to 10 and 1 through to 20. I'm just going to make sort of I'm going to make sort of 5 predictions in this video, and then, you know, by the end of the season I might look back and see if I get all of these right. So what I'm going to think about doing is obviously Drivers World Champion, Constructors World Champion, Most Improved, Least Improved, or say the team that drops the most in the order, and then also sort of just a random extra prediction as well. Now obviously let me know down in the comments as well, you know, what you think, you know, those criteria as well. You know, let me know who you think is going to be the world champion, let me know who you think, which team is going to win the Constructors as well. But yeah, first of all then, world champion in my opinion. Now for some people this might come across as a little bit biased, but I'm sort of going to explain my reasoning behind it as well. I think the 2018 World Champion will be Lewis Hamilton, and there are a couple of reasons behind this. Number one, I think that Mercedes will probably, you know, really improve their car over the summer break, which is obviously that'll be another talking point in a little bit later on in this video. And number two is, honestly, these last couple of races, I can't remember any time in, you know, over the last sort of year that we've seen Lewis Hamilton as strong as he is at the moment. Ferrari, I think everyone now can really sort of accept, have got a quicker car, and the fact that obviously Lewis, although, you know, obviously with the wet conditions and things at Hungary, and obviously Sebastian Vettel at Germany, you know, I think it's fair to say, you know, Lewis Hamilton is probably on quite a lot of momentum at the moment, knows how much work needs to be done as well in that car, you know, to make sure that he can continue to, you know, keep his top step at the current stage of the World Championship. Now also I think as well, Sebastian Vettel, you know, there's always a distinct difference I've noticed with Seb and Lewis, and that's that I honestly cannot remember the last time Lewis made a big mistake through fault of his own. And no, obviously I know that's going to be a little bit fanboy. You know, I'm genuinely trying to think of the last time Lewis Hamilton made sort of a big mistake himself. Now that doesn't sort of include strategy or things like that, obviously including the team. I mean like a crash that was his fault, you know, an accident that really cost him in the race or the World Championship and things. And honestly, I can't really think of one over the course of the last, you know, almost last year, really, you know. Obviously, I think Lewis finished every race in 2017 as well. He's only had one retirement this season, and that was mechanical as well. So I think, you know, Lewis Hamilton will certainly be coming strong into the second half of the season as well. Now, obviously, that leads quite nicely then into the best constructor by the end of the season. I'm going to have to be a little bit boring here as well. I think it will be Mercedes, and that is solely down, in all honesty, I think Seb and Lewis will be very close. I think, obviously, just Bottas will be clear of Raikkonen by the end of the season. So I do think Mercedes, you know, will be able to take on both world titles this season. You know, go for 5 for 5, which would be very impressive. Obviously, matching Ferrari back in the early 2000s as well, which obviously, you know, would be quite a feat, especially given the competition with Ferrari at the moment as well. But yeah, let me know down in the comments who you think will be the driver and Constructors World Champion. I personally just believe, yeah, that Mercedes will be able to bring on, you know, a lot more upgrades to the car in the second half of the season, really try and knuckle down and hopefully obviously improve. So, you know, they're at least on par again with Ferrari, if not a bit better. I know the performance gap isn't too big at the moment, but obviously every little does certainly help with such a tight battle currently going on in the Drivers and Constructors World Champions between both teams. Now, moving on then into the second sort of parameter, the most and least improved in the second half of the season. And I think the least improved is, honestly, for me, probably going to have to be quite an easy choice. And it's an unfortunate choice that I don't want to make, but I do believe it will be Force India. As we know, currently at the time of recording this, there is no news about whether the team's been bought out or anything. But I do honestly think that the second half of the season, generally in recent years, Force India's B-spec car has been something that a lot of people have really, really looked forward to. And honestly, this year, I unfortunately just cannot see it happening, sadly. I think they're going to really, really be struggling for funds. I think we'll probably see them drop a little bit down the order. I imagine by the end of the season, they'll sort of be, ahead of Williams and probably Toro Rosso, I'd say, is probably the second weakest team at this stage of the season. So I think, we'll probably see Force India drop down to around that sort of level as well. Now, the most improved team as we move towards the end of the 2018 season, I am going to say Red Bull, in all honesty. We sort of saw this at the end of the 2017 season as well. Red Bull, by the end of the year, actually had been able to build a package that was very, it was pretty close to both Ferrari and Mercedes as well. So I think Red Bull will be the most improved. I'm not so sure about race victories, in all honesty, solely because of, their reliability with those Renault engines. But I think, yeah, Red Bull, well, I reckon they'll certainly take at least one, maybe two more wins before the end of the season. But apart from that, it will probably be Mercedes and Ferraris on the whole. And then for my final sort of random prediction, this is sort of just something a little bit different. I think we could see a Haas on the podium at some point during the season. Now, obviously, I predict it's probably going to have to be quite a crazy race for Haas to get a podium, but I do honestly think that we could see Haas score a podium by the end of the season, and also every driver overall, obviously including the first half of the season. Well, basically, I think Sergei Sorokin will score 1 point by the end of the season, which I think will be the first time since 1994, if I'm not mistaken, that every driver will have scored a point. Obviously, every driver that's completed a certain amount of races has scored a point in Formula 1. But there we are then, guys. That has been my F1 2018 second half season predictions, To have a little bit of talk about the first half of the season overall, obviously as a Lewis Hamilton fan that I am, it's been very, very good so far. He comes into the summer break with a championship lead. Not going to lie, there's been quite a few tense moments. It's probably been, in all honesty, one of the best seasons we've had in Formula 1 in quite a long time. An almighty dogfight between Mercedes and Ferrari once again, Although I do think Lewis Hamilton is a slightly better driver than Seb, obviously I think that sort of balances out with the car performances as well on the whole. But I'm sure, there'll be a lot of people that disagree with me on that one. But yeah, just as I said, let me know what you guys do think down in the comments as well. Not too long now until F1 2018, the game as well. Obviously, that drops on the Friday of the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can sort of get the game a little bit early, start my career mode, and then obviously, hopefully, have career mode videos going out, whilst I'm away at the Belgian Grand Prix as well. But once again, as you know, I say so many times at the moment, a huge, huge thank you for the continued support on the channel. Make sure that you are liked and subscribed if you want to see more content. At the time of recording this, I'm about 50 subscribers away from 6,000 subscribers. Now, by the time this video goes out, I may have just about hit it as well, based on progress that's been happening over the last couple of weeks as well. But yeah, as I said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Do not forget to like, subscribe if you're new around here. I've got a couple more sort of IRL videos as well, sort of F1 2019 predictions as well coming out over the next few days. Hopefully, there's going to be pretty much this sort of F1 themed videos between now and the release of F1 2018 as well. So obviously, both IRL and gameplay. I've got a few more little sort of F1 2018 game videos as well coming over the next few days, and then sort of a few more varied comparison laps as well as sort of a couple of random videos. Really, really looking forward to sort of smashing it through the rest of August as well. But as I said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. I've probably said that far too many times over the course of this video. But Lewis Hamilton, I believe, is going to be the Drivers' World Champion. Mercedes, I do believe, are going to be the Constructors' World Champions by the end of the season. I do believe Haas may, scrape a podium here or there in very, very lucky circumstances. I believe Red Bull will be right at the top by the end of the season, really able to try and push against the Mercedes and the Ferraris, potentially have quite a big effect in that drivers and constructors battle as well, and I do believe that Force India will probably drop down the order as well. But as I said, thank you all so much for watching this video. I probably should end this now. I've been waffling on for the last couple of minutes, and I will see you guys next time for a brand new video.